for free agency. Now, Monday was a very busy day for the Golden State Warriors as the team is re-signing Kristaps Porzingis on a 2-year, $40 million contract. Earlier in the day, Draymond Green declined his player option in hopes of giving Golden State the flexibility in a pursuit of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Woo! Let's settle in. Vince Goodwill right here on the stage next to me. We've got Wendy and Tim McMahon joining us as well. Wendy, we're going to begin with you. What does yesterday's action mean for the Warriors in their pursuit of both LeBron James and Anthony Davis?
Well, when the day started yesterday, the Warriors didn't have any financial flexibility, really. And by Draymond Green opting out of that $28 million deal, it opened some options up. Now, they had to re-sign Kristaps Porzingis because in the modern NBA, you got to have a big man. Look at the teams out there you have to compete with. And so even though Porzingis only played 32 games with them all of last season, and just a dozen or so games with the Warriors after the trade, they had to lock him down. So that trade, or that acquisition, re-signing him, narrowed their financial flexibility down. They still have the ability to re-sign Draymond Green to a reasonable contract number and to try to add LeBron James, but it's really, really narrow, and they would really need to make some other moves to build up their team. Right now, I'm taking the Anthony Davis thing off the front burner. I do not have data that says that that's likely to happen. Now, I could change. My information could change. I do not see traction from the Wizards to want to do that. The Warriors told Jimmy Butler they're not trading him. I think the focus right now is, can they get LeBron James away from the Los Angeles Lakers? That's something they're going to try to get done today. Whether or not they can pull it off, let's wait and watch.
That's an excellent point on Anthony Davis, because I think yesterday when we were hearing all this, the idea of Draymond and Steph teaming up with AD and LeBron, our minds start to spin with the possibilities. But Tim, that connection between the Warriors and Anthony Davis, it smelled a little funky to you to begin with. Why was that?
Yeah, it definitely did not pass the smell test. And look, I understand wanting to maximize your chances to compete during the twilight of Steph Curry. But a trade for AD, that's going beyond the twilight, because look, number one, you're probably giving up some kind of draft compensation that would be beyond Steph. But more than anything, why does AD want to be traded? Because the Wizards are saying, hey, wait, we don't want to give you an extension right now. Anthony Davis is owed $120 million over the next 2 years and wants a near max or max extension off of that. To be committed to max money to AD when Steph Curry's riding off into the sunset would make 0 sense for the Golden State Warriors.
All right, so if Anthony Davis stays or ends up somewhere other than Golden State, Vince Goodwill, could you still see a world where LeBron James goes to Golden State without Anthony Davis?
In the words of Stephen A., this feels very fluid, right? It doesn't seem like everything sort of coalesces moment to moment. At this point, yesterday when everything started to come out, it felt like LeBron was only going to go with Anthony Davis. As Draymond Green opts out of his contract, you wind up getting like all the clutch clients coming together. Now you just don't know. And to Tim McMahon's point, nobody hits free agency anymore in the NBA. Everybody gets their extension or they get moved because the money is not what it looks like. It's almost funny money. So you're better off getting your deal while you're with your incumbent team, or getting your deal and then getting moved. It just doesn't feel like all those things can line up. The question I have is, where does the Los Angeles Lakers sit with LeBron James? Because he has a very expensive cap hold. They have to handle their business as far as getting Luka Doncic, a rim runner, and some wing help. And we don't know anything about this relationship right now with free agency set to begin in a matter of, 10 hours?
Tim, what does the Lakers' approach here tell you about their perception of LeBron James?
Speculation here, but this kind of reminds me, I've got middle school boys, and one of my sons had a girlfriend, and he didn't really want to be with her anymore, but he didn't want to break up with her, so he didn't really talk to her, was kind of hoping, please, can she maybe dump me so I don't have to be the one to dump her? That's kind of what this feels like. I wonder if the Lakers truly want to continue their relationship with LeBron James. If they do, like, put a number on the table. Tell him, this is what we have for you financially, and let LeBron make a decision. But the slow play thing, what we do know is this: the Lakers' priority is building long-term around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. The LeBron thing would be a short-term relationship.
Wendy, jump in here. Your thoughts on what the Lakers' perception of LeBron James might be at the moment?
There's Lakers' strategy during this whole thing is to sit back and give LeBron space because he still has not articulated he's definitely going to play. I know you're probably tired of hearing me say that, but I have not yet been told, nor have the Lakers, that he is definitely playing. He's probably going to play, but he is not definitely playing. And so because to this point he has not met with them, and maybe that meeting will happen today. I don't have LeBron's itinerary in front of me. I can't rule any of that out. I do think LeBron has been focused on other things besides returning to the Lakers, but I know this is overly cautious and whatever, but we could see Anthony Davis signing a contract extension with Washington, Draymond Green signing back with the Warriors, and LeBron signing back with the Lakers. All of that could happen, and all of this could be a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing except for leverage generation. And we could see that. I do believe that the Warriors want LeBron James, and I do believe that they worked with Draymond Green in this contract opt-out yesterday to make LeBron James an offer. What I don't know is whether they will be able to execute and get that done, and they're going to try to get that done today. And frankly, the Lakers would like to be able to have clarity from LeBron today, too, whether he's either going to stay or go so they can handle their business.
Should he leave and end up in a place like Golden State, what does that do for the Warriors? Where does it put him in the West?
I don't think it puts anybody anywhere. We know where the top tier is. We know San Antonio and Oklahoma City are at the top tier. We are fascinated by what Minnesota can look like because they just got LaMelo Ball and changed up the dynamics of their team. But when you add a 41, soon-to-be 42-year-old LeBron James to a team that has 5 of the oldest 25 players in the league, and you're going to say, hey, go and run with these young bloods, I don't know how that works. It makes them more intriguing. It makes it more certain that we're going to be spending a lot of time in San Francisco this year, but I don't know if it makes them a top-tier championship-level ball club, just as sure as we're not sure that LeBron going back to L.A. makes them a top-tier championship ball club.
Tim McMahon, slide back in for the final word.
Yeah, look, I think it would make the Warriors more competitive. It would probably make them a playoff team. But the gap between San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and the Warriors, that's not being bridged by a 41-year-old, even if it's the best 41-year-old ever to walk the face of the earth dribbling a basketball.
Would be fascinating after nearly a decade of those two going head-to-head in the NBA Finals. All of a sudden, Steph Curry and LeBron James team up at the end of their down to business. We're counting down to NBA free agency when the negotiation window officially opens tomorrow at 6 p.m. So let's get things going with a Windy Watch this morning and the biggest name on the market. Windy, what do we need to know about LeBron James?
Okay, Joe, so from what I am told, the Lakers, as soon as the NBA Finals ended, reached out to LeBron and his representatives expressing an interest in retaining him. And since that time, they have been interested in having a meeting with LeBron, but they have not made an offer. And from what I have been told, LeBron has just not been available for the meeting. And you may say, well, why is that? I don't know, Joe. I don't know why LeBron has not been available, but he has not been available for the meeting. And obviously, free agency begins tomorrow. So I am not assuming that LeBron for sure is playing next year. I am not assuming that there's a reason why he has not met with them. Yesterday, I believe he played golf in Akron, Ohio. I'm sure it was a lovely day in Ohio yesterday. I was there. I will just point something out that I think we should watch today. Today is the option pickup day for Draymond Green. And the reason this is interesting is that the Warriors have long planned for Draymond Green to opt into this $27 million player option and, play with him this year. And, you've got Jimmy Butler coming back from injury and Steph Curry, etc. But Draymond has not done anything, and his deadline is today. And so all I'm going to say is this. If Draymond Green opts out of that contract, I will just point out he is represented by the same agency as LeBron James, Clutch Sports. And if Draymond Green, and Bobby can explain this more, if Draymond opts out of that contract, it opens the window for him to maneuver and the Warriors to maneuver around to offer a free agent. Maybe it's LeBron, maybe it's somebody else, $15 million with their mid-level exception. So I'm not making any assumptions about anything. I'm just telling you these are the facts here on June 29th.
I'm going to stand for this one. I feel like we got to stand for this one. That is how you start a Monday with the NBA free agency period. Bobby, the possibility of LeBron James actually leaving at LA and heading to the Warriors. How possible?
Well, listen, we learned in this NBA anything is possible here. And as Brian said, when you look at Draymond Green, that's going to be a big indicator here. Here's a player that's got a 27